I'm just helping you invest in your future, my friend.
It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
What is up, friends of the internet? We're back, baby. We're back on our Monday schedule. How's everyone doing? Let me know. I gotta give Bubba his snacks. He now knows when I get this thing together. He immediately runs into my office. He knows it's time. Here, buddy. We are back. We are ready. We are excited to take a look at someone else who's going to teach us how to get rich. If you weren't here last Thursday when we did our impromptu live, welcome back. Welcome back to the party. We will be back on our Monday afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this in whatever time zone you're in, live stream schedule. So, happy to be here. Okay, it looks like the chat is working. Cool. Today we're going to be taking a look at yet another get-rich-quick guru. Before we get into it, I'm going to pop open my sparkling water. Okay. This training actually came to my attention from, would you believe it, the Life Coach Snark subreddit, where I spend every waking hour of the day. Not actually, but I do frequent that sub basically every day. Anyway, someone posted a little Reddit thread, if you will, yesterday, a couple days ago. Anyway, asking about this particular coach. I was like, who dis? Looked it up immediately. Immediate no, that's what I'm trying to say. So we're going to be watching a two-part 7-figure masterclass. So let me know if that sounds good. One thing I will say is that, I guess I already said this, it's a two-part thing. So we're going to watch part 1 and then we'll see how we're feeling. And then we'll decide whether or not we want to watch both parts today, or if we want to do like a part 2 tomorrow or next week or whatever. So stay tuned for that. But before we get into it, I do just want to ask this question.
Raise your hand if you want to get rich.
Is this guy serious? I give him the snacks and he throws them on the floor. Ungrateful. I'm also sweating, so I might have to open the window at some point, which might compromise the sound. But hopefully that's okay. Okay, I don't really have much else to say. I've linked the Danielle Ryan subreddit in the description. So if you're not with us over on Reddit, you should be, because that's where I sometimes ask, what you guys want me to talk about. I give you the opportunity to share content you want me to see there. It's a good time, so you should come join us if you are not already there. Glad to see it, Lori. You know what? I hate working too, so I'm hoping that by watching this training together, we can all be rich by tomorrow and I can fire all my clients and quit having to work. Okay. Let's see what we got. So, whoa. Okay, so this is the training, or this is the landing page, I suppose, for the training. So it is saying that we are going to discover the leadership shift. It's like a alliteration. Leadership shift that catapulted my business from $3,000 a month to multiple 7 figures a year. So for a little bit more context, in the Reddit thread, I can never figure out what to call them. On Reddit, someone was asking whether or not this person seemed legit or what. And one of the immediate replies was like, well, they use income claim marketing, so that seems like a red flag. And I would have to agree. Right away, saying I went from 3K a month to multiple 7 figures a year. 7 figures is over $1 million. So you're telling me you went from making $36,000 a year to over $1 million. Maybe that's true, But just because it's true for someone doesn't mean they're going to be able to teach you how to copy paste to make it true for you too. So just wanted to add that in there before we get started. All while working 4 to 5 hours per day. That's actually not the most ridiculous thing I've seen. When I first read this, I thought it said 4 to 5 hours per week. But 4 to 5 hours per day. I know many business owners that do only work 5 hours or less a day. But anyway, I digress. This masterclass is for you if you feel ready for more but are frustrated by your current business growth, you lack a consistent flow of painful clients, you're undervaluing the transformative work you do with clients by undercharging for your products or services. So my guess is she's going to tell us to launch like a $10,000 per person group program or something, but we'll see. You want to be known for your integrity, heart, and exceptional leadership in your industry. You seek long-term clients, blah, 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 blah. So this free training that we're about to watch is allegedly valued at $555. So lucky for you guys, I got us in for free. I pulled some strings. I know some people, some very wealthy, important people, and I managed to get us free tickets to the show. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh, and I will say, I watched like the first 10 seconds of this yesterday, and she, first of all, filmed it in vertical video, which, whatever, that's fine. But if it's a free training, I guess it's free, so I can't complain. But in my mind, if I'm watching a training, I don't know if it's just like the way I like to consume content, but I would prefer for it to be in landscape. As an aside, she also has edited this. So I have this on one-time speed, 1x. I haven't sped it up. She talks really fast, so I'm thinking when she edited it, she edited it at 1.5 speed, but then also cut out all of the dead space. So there's no pauses for her to breathe. It's literally just like talking. So if you notice that like there's jump cuts and stuff like that, that's what's going on. It's the way she's edited it. It's not that I have messed with the video at all. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Exactly. She raised her prices and gave them less. I'm going to guess that's what we're going to learn today. You can drop your guesses in the comments as to what you think these beautiful, juicy, magic solution information is that we're going to learn. But let's go ahead and give it a look.
I have been feeling really called to come and talk about 7-figure leadership.
Okay, let me know if you can hear it. What are you doing, dude? I'll just
7-figure leadership, it just...
I'll wait and see if you guys can hear it, and then I'll let it play. Always like, I wish I had some jokes. I really gotta line up my roster with a few funny little jokes, you know? While I wait here, we can hear it. Perfect. Thanks, Julia.
changes the game. I don't know about you guys, but when I started my business, I kind of fell into my business. Like, I liked it. I liked coaching people and serving people. But when I started my business, I didn't intend to make millions. I didn't intend to have a business with as big as I do now. Like, a few years ago, $10,000 months were a dream. Like, a dream. In January 2020, I was like, imagine if I could make $10,000 months. Like, that idea was absolutely mind-blowing to me.
Okay, I just want to pause this for a second because I want to go back to the page where I signed up. I don't think anywhere... Oh, she does. I was like, I don't think she ever explained who she is and what her, like, background is. I'm a business coach helping people expand their business by taking their leadership and messaging to the next level. I just think this is important for a little bit more context because I realized as we started watching that I'm like, who even is this person and why is she qualified to be sharing anything? So all it says is she is a business coach. These are people's results. Okay, so it doesn't really say... I went from 3K to 52K months to 100K months within a few months. Say months one more time. And by the end of 2023, I had shifted my entire business. Okay, so there's no like, I started my business. Oh, I lied. Okay. In 2020, my coaching business was a struggle. Within a few short months, I changed everything by embracing different leadership style, trusting myself, and aligning my business values. Notice how it never says anything about like the qualifications or the actual experience that led them to building a successful business. Like, I don't know, if you look at someone that's run like a traditional multi-million-dollar business, usually it's like, I opened 5 other companies and they all failed, and then I learned the skills that it took to build this business. With these people, it's always, my business wasn't doing well, but then I just decided to change my mindset and now I'm super successful. So anyway, I wanted to give that as a little bit more context before we get into watching the rest of this video. So she's a business coach whose business was struggling in 2020, and then by 2023 she was allegedly making 7 figures. Very true. Yes, this is also a good point. Julia says, I've never met anyone in real life that's so vocal about specific about 10K months. It's all online boss babes. I would say that like me and most of my friends have like salary transparency. Like we'll share, you know, I make X amount of dollars a year. But I'm not like introducing myself to people being like, hi, my name's Danielle and I make X amount of money a year. Like that's so weird in a real life context. It's only on the internet that people want to like sell you on how much money they're making. I don't know. I don't get it. Eloise says, I'm off on proper management training tomorrow. Oh, you mean you're not just taking an online leadership course to learn how to make 7 figures? Maybe you should call your boss and ask if you can do this training instead. You know, you say, guys, I'm going to skip out on the training today because I already took one for free on the internet last night. So I'm good. Okay, perfect. All right, sorry for the little side tangent there. Let's get back into learning how to become a boss babe millionaire.
I just thought it was like, whoa, people can make 10,000 in a month. Now, making over 10,000 a day, right? I didn't expect this. Like, I didn't expect this. The thing is, though...
Wait. So her website said she went from making 3,000 a day, 3,000 a month to 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month. But now she's saying she makes over $10,000 a day. Wouldn't that be like 300,000? Somebody, if I'm doing the math wrong, let me know. But 30 times 10,000 is a 300,000, right? Which would mean her business is making like 3.6 million. Something's already not adding up.
Some of you, I feel like you don't expect that too. And what I mean is that you've come into this business, you've fallen into this business, and now you're creating things beyond what you ever thought were possible, right? Or you now have dreams to create things that you didn't think were possible before. This journey that we're on, our business, the impact, right? Changing lives, being visible, making a massive impact to thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives wasn't always what you necessarily intended to do. And I think in the journey, we can get very caught up on where are we going? What do we want to create, right? What do we want to create financially? What do we want to create impact-wise? And we can get very hung up on the business stuff. And that matters. The business stuff is absolutely fantastic. It's great. But the true things that determine how successful your business is going to be, how successful it actually is, goes far beyond the business stuff, right? And I think it is very, very easy to ignore the stuff that I'm going to talk to you about. To think, oh, well, if I just do it right and follow a certain strategy and follow what this person did, it's all going to work out. And this is what I need you to hear. That's bullshit. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all. In fact, there are many of you right now who are watching this who use the exact same strategy. And some of you who are watching this...
Okay, good. Let me get this straight. You can't just copy my strategy and be successful, but in this video, I'm going to teach you the strategy to making 7 figures. Make it make sense, my friend. Make it make sense.
Don't sign clients in the month. And some of you who are watching this make $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 a month. Every month. And so we can see pretty clearly that this isn't just about strategy. This isn't just about business. This isn't just about showing up and doing certain things and then you make millions and wow, right? This is about much more than that. If you desire to grow your business to 7 figures, to multi 7 figures, to truly make a big impact, it's not just about having the right business shit together. And this stuff I'm going to talk to you about in this is game changing. And now, here's why it's important. Firstly, if you grow your business the way I'm going to talk about, it is going to be 10 times easier. 10 times easier for you to succeed. Secondly, as you grow your business in the way I'm talking about, you're going to find a lot of people are raving fans and their lives change so much. And they continue to change over and over and over again. You are going to make insane money. You're going to have people who stay with you for years. People who buy all of your programs, who want to be in everything with you, who want to work close proximity with you for the rest of their lives. And also, you're going to be able to hold it. Now, what I mean by that, there's a very big difference between attracting wealth, attracting clients, calling them in. It's a whole nother ballgame when we talk about holding clients, right? And yeah, getting into...
Does anyone know what she's saying? I'm like really trying to focus and listen on what the point is that she's making, and I'm not. She's saying to be successful, you need strategy, but you also need a good mindset, and now you gotta hold the space and make the, like, I'm so confused. I won't spend too much time, but I do want to address this because I bring it up all the time. Absolutely agree. Why can't these millionaires afford a proper video/audio setup? I complain about this in every video that we do. All of these people claim to be multiple 6 or 7 figure earners, and yet they can't even afford like a $50 mic off Amazon. I'm not saying you all need like a professional setup, but like the bare minimum would be nice, especially if you have the money for it, right? Ugh, anyway, sorry. If anyone knows what she's saying, let me know in the comments because I'm already lost. Okay, apparently Monica's lost too, so we probably all are. Great, love it for us.
To resign, whatever, but I mean actually holding the success. I don't just mean for a month or two. I mean for years on end. I mean consistently making money, consistently growing your business, consistently being a leader that people want to pay, and being able to look back in 10, 20, 50 years and be like, firstly, I was some...
Okay, this is so funny. I have a cold right now. I was literally just about to mute my mic so I could blow my nose, and then she picked up a Kleenex. We're connected. We are soul connected sisters, me and this girl. So I'm definitely getting rich after today. Look out.
Somebody that I was really, really proud of. It was somebody who made an impact. And everything I made, I held. I didn't make insane money, and then really I got nothing to show for it. I didn't run a few programs and now that work's worn off. I changed the world and I changed my life. And
we need to get business coaching bingo cards made so we can check them off every time they say these words.
Now my life is unrecognizable. Okay? This stuff is about how to have a massive impact and how to have insane success, but how to hold it too. Because often the focus is on getting. And if we lose the focus on getting, we don't get. If we continuously focus on getting without this stuff, we get and it leaves. Like we get and it leaves and get and leaves and we get and leaves. And we don't actually hold it, right? But also it's 10 times harder to actually get it in the first place. So what does 7-figure leadership mean to me? It's not just about the clients. It's not just about the money. It's not just fast, like how fast can I sign clients? How much money can you make? Even though those things are really fun. 7-figure leadership is about who you are. 7-figure leadership is about who you are when you put your head down at night. It's about who you choose to be. It's about the impact you choose to have on the world. And there are a few different elements I'm going to touch on. The first element, which we're going to be talking about, is being someone you're proud of. I'm also going to talk about being a leader that people want to follow and pay. I'm going to talk about being a leader that people want to keep paying.
Okay, I don't know if it's just my brain and the way I like absorb content, but I find the fact that she's like put so many cuts into the video very distracting, but also I can't really, like, I don't have time to process what she's saying because as soon as she finishes one sentence, there's not even like a millisecond for me to like think about it. She's just on to the next thing. So like I think that's why I'm having such a hard time following this, because it's like there's no time for me to absorb this. Suzanne says, I've zoned out entirely. I need someone in the comments to help us because I can't follow. I wonder if I can slow it down. Because I'm just like, it's way too fast for me that I can't even figure out what she's saying.
Right? Because there's a difference between getting people in your world and keeping them in your world.
I can't watch it like that either. Oh, this is awful. I'm sorry, everyone.
There's a difference between having a client, having another client, and then having no clients. Or having clients who come into your world and stay in your world. Clients who come in your world and they buy a $100 offer and then a $5,000 offer, then a $100,000 offer. Right? There's a massive difference between these things. I'm going to talk about being in integrity and how that impacts your confidence. I'm going to talk about how to have insane confidence. Because one of the things that drastically impacts the money that you make and the impact you have is your confidence. And there are many of you watching this today who right now you would say you're not at your peak confidence. And I'm going to tell you often why that's happening.
Okay, guys, the reason why none of us are millionaires is because we aren't confident. Got it. Write that down. Add it to the list.
Why you're not owning your peak confidence is going to become really clear as you watch this. Because this stuff matters. And this is what I feel is a foundation of true success. Yes, what I'm saying is going to make you a shit ton of money. It's going to help a whole bunch of people. It's going to sign clients. But it's going to make you someone who you're really, really, really proud of. And when we create success in a really aligned way that feels amazing for us, we like who we're being, but also amazing for the people around us who are in our world, it's really, really, really hard to lose that kind of success. Yeah, very hard. Success built on truth and integrity and service and power rather than fear and pain and manipulation. It's different. It's so different. I can't even explain it. So drastically different. I want to talk about being someone that you're proud of to start with. Let's dive right in. If you have a business in the transformation industry and you want to be insanely successful, this takes being somebody that you're proud of. Insane success, massive visibility is going to come when you are somebody that you're proud of.
Notice how she doesn't actually talk about the business. Success comes when you're confident. Success comes when you believe in yourself. Not success comes when you actually identify a market that has a specific problem and create the solution to the problem they're facing and then show up and deliver that solution. No. We don't care about how a business actually works. We just need to be delusional enough to show up and talk about nothing and charge people thousands of dollars for it, allegedly, in my opinion.
Includes continuously working on this, continuously taking steps forward to become someone you're even more proud of. Because whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, if you want to go big, if you want to make millions, if you want to impact a lot of people, you are going to be seen. You're going to have eyes on you. And there is a lot of people who are seeking eyes and seeking wealth and seeking things in their business because they're like, I wish I had. And yet the biggest thing that's stopping you getting those things that you're seeking, that are stopping people paying you, that is stopping people filling up your programs with hundreds and thousands of people?
I've got a few guesses as to what's stopping you from selling your programs. Number one, your program probably sucks. Number two, you're not actually like selling anything of value. Number three, people can tell it's a scam, so they don't want to give you their money. But let's see what she has to say.
Is that, how do I say this? You're seeking them to pay you, see you, watch you, interact with you for the validation so that you'll know that you're good enough, when you internally don't feel like you're good enough, right? You're seeking a kind of validation from the external world that is missing in your internal world. Yeah? You will only let yourself be seen if you know you're going to be okay with what people see. You will only let yourself be seen if you're okay with what people are going to see. Who here?
Kat, if you're confused, so far what we've learned is in order to be a millionaire, you have to have confidence and believe in what you're selling and not seek external validation. Just convince everyone you know what you're talking about and get them to pay you a lot of money. At least that's what I'm taking away from this. I'm having a really hard time following along here, so I could be completely on the wrong page.
Likes to have a tidy house, right? I think we all like to have a tidy house. We like our house being clean. Who here really likes to have a tidy house when someone's coming over? You know, when someone's going to come and visit, right? So kind of like living your life and then suddenly you're like, okay, I've got someone coming over in like 2 hours. Does anyone else go, okay, hold up a second. Let me just, I've got like Izzy's toys here. Like, let's just tidy them up, right? Let's just make sure this looks pretty clean, right? Often when someone's going to come to our house, we like to make sure our house is tidy. And so some of you are really committed to how tidy your house is when someone's going to come over. And yet you haven't spent time tidying up your life in order to be seen by more people. We might think we can hide some mess, right? We might think I'm going to go and hide that in the back room, right? But the bigger you go, the more you see yourself. The bigger you go, the more clients are in your world. Because this is the thing. We can show up perfect and polished and we can have lovely brands and photos and all that stuff. But when people are in your world, they're in your heart, they're in your soul, they're in your lives. Especially when they see behind the scenes and they're in high proximity, right? And they're asking you questions on your mastermind calls and in your one-on-one. When you know your house is tidy, the amount of guests you're going to let come inside is going to blow your mind. And so becoming somebody that you're proud of.
Okay, sorry. So are we cleaning the metaphorical like skeletons out of our closets? Is that, I'm so confused, guys. Exactly. Julia says she's avoiding any kind of point like the plague. Like every time I think she's about to like actually explain something to us, she just says something that makes no sense. Oh my God. The point is to not make a point, literally. I don't understand.
Is one of the most important things to success. Becoming somebody who, if someone walked inside your house and they went around, that you would love if they could see all your rooms and were so, in your space. That is a way to energetically open up and go, come and see me. Come and see what I've got to offer. Come and pay me. Come and be a part of my world. Spend a lot of money here.
No. Okay, this is something I don't like, and this more speaks to like the coaching industry at like a larger scale, not just this individual. But I know that some of you that are here in the chat will be able to speak to this as well. This idea of like letting your clients see every room, meaning like you let your clients into your personal life and who you really are. Absolutely not, especially in the context of like a professional setting, thinking like coach and client, even like me as a service provider and clients. I don't want my clients to know my personal life. In the context of coaching, I think it can get really messy because obviously there's a power dynamic there, right? You have the coach who is like the figure of authority, And then the client, especially in cases like this individual, who is likely idolizing that coach, right? And so if this coach is showing you all their rooms and letting you feel as though you really know them and you know their life and you know this, like who they are as a person, you're much more likely to become attached to them and therefore give them your money because you want that like feeling of being in the in crowd, right? Of like being a part of the cool kids club, of having access to that person who you know so deeply and who you care about, right? It's like there's something about it, and the coaching industry in particular is the place where I see this the most. It's like there's no division between professional and personal life. They just like meld it all together because they want to be more relatable, but I think that it can create a really toxic and dangerous environment for the safety of the client if they constantly feel as though like your coach is your friend, you know? Like I think you can be friendly without fostering like a personal relationship with your clients. Exactly. It becomes this like weird parasocial relationship where the coach is financially benefiting significantly from that relationship. Exactly. It's creepy, it's parasocial. Why would anyone want to encourage that? Exactly. Trauma dump on my clients and manipulate them to stay. I don't like it. Yeah, I just think from like a professional setting, even I think back to like when I worked in addictions, I used to be a peer support specialist for the Canadian Mental Health Association, and I worked in I ran like a peer support group. So we would meet on Zoom. This was during the pandemic. So we would meet on Zoom and just have kind of like a weekly meeting for people that were in recovery. And even in that setting, there would be times where clients would like ask me questions about my personal life that I wasn't comfortable answering because I was the facilitator of the group. I'm not, yes, I can be friendly with the clients, but I'm not here to be your friend. And there's like a clear divide of the information that I could and could not share because you want to maintain that like professional relationship. And so I view this kind of relationship as coach and client very similarly because again, you're the person of authority. It's like you need to have that sort of like wall of division because otherwise I think it can make for like a codependent relationship almost where the client feels like they deserve access to you because they're paying you and they feel like they know you. And I just think as the service provider, it could get really messy really quickly. Yeah, and this is a great point too, and it's not just like Catherine, it's literally any video about anyone I've done. But this particular comment says, the number of people who defend Catherine is astounding. So I did a video on the Manifestation Babe many months ago, and to this day, including like literally yesterday, I got a comment on that video that's like 7 paragraphs long. But that video, the video about Brooke Castillo, I did a live stream about Nina, whatever her name is. I don't know. There's like a whole Reddit thing about her. Various people who I've identified by name on this channel, without a doubt, every single time, they're devout followers, the ones who feel like they're friends with these people, will come to my comments and tell me I'm a hater, I'm low vibe, I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about. Da, 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 da. I think that this really just goes to show the like level of delusion that you develop, and this isn't a dig at these people, it's just like I think there is a level of delusion that you develop when you get so engrossed in a parasocial relationship where you feel like you know this person and you feel like you need to defend them to the point where it doesn't make sense because that person doesn't really know you. They don't really care about you as much as you care about them. And I did a full video, which I don't know, maybe Suzanne can find it. It was during the 12 Days of Coachmas. I did a video that talks about why we tend to idolize certain people and how that can be really dangerous for ourselves if we're the ones in the position of like thinking this person cares about us, compromising our like own beliefs just to try and defend why this person is right. And we don't really have that ability to like critically think about maybe this person is harmful. Maybe this person doesn't care about me, you know? And it's just like, it's great for the coach because they benefit financially. They have this like group of people that are obsessed with them. Like, wow, this is so great for my ego. I just think from like a health perspective, in terms of like mental health, it can be very dangerous for the client. This is a good question. I'm not sure. Sometimes I think they watch it because they'll make points about very specific things I say in the video, and then other times I think they literally just read the title and then comment on it. Either way, I just say, thanks for the engagement, guys. Hope you have a great day. So funny. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly reading. Yeah, exactly. It's just like an MLM. You have, you know, someone that convinces you to sign up. They make you think that they're your friends, and then they convince you to give them all your money. In my opinion.
Right? Spend a lot of money in my world because I would spend a lot of money in my world. I love my house. I love being here. I love these rooms. Come and spend time here. And it's very easy to approach business to think, well, you know what? Like if I open the front door and they come into the hallway looks clean. But the biggest thing that's stopping people growing their business is shame, right? The biggest thing that's stopping people growing their business is actually a disconnect internally of, can I really be that leader? Can I really say that? Can I really own that? Can I really be seen that way? Can I have that many eyes on me? Do I want to be known for that? Oh, shoot. Like right now, I invite all of you to ask yourself, out of 10, how okay are you being seen? What's the first number that comes up in your body? And I don't just mean seen by like, look at my pretty pictures, I got a photo shoot done, yay, right? I mean seen, right? I mean someone coming into a house and looking around, how okay are you being seen? That's something to check in with first. Because becoming somebody that you're proud of is essential. Absolutely essential. Love the
I think there's a difference though between becoming someone you're proud of and then having to let people into every facet of your life, right? I think about this a lot as like a content creator, for example. I try to create a like personal brand that's relatable. People probably, hopefully feel like I'm friendly for the most part. You know, you're watching probably, I'm assuming because you like my commentary. And you might kind of feel like you know me, but the person that I share with the internet is a very limited facet of my actual entire life. Like people who only know me through the internet don't actually know me. And so I can be proud of the online platforms that I've built without having to let you guys into every room of my house, you know? Like something's not connecting here for me. It doesn't make sense.
These numbers coming through. What a range. 10, 6, 3, 8, 8. Awesome. Right? So the first thing you want to do is have you taken care of your house? And I don't just mean in your business. I mean in your life. I mean, are you showing up and you're talking about the importance of client communication and you haven't sat down and had a really honest heart-to-heart with your husband about what's been going on in your marriage recently? Right? Are you preaching about the importance of showing up consistently in your business? And you've not been and worked out for like 3 months? Do you preach self-worth and honoring yourself and raising your prices and you don't even drink enough water in the day? It's very easy to have one room clean. Now, often we have a room cleaner that's not even the room we want to get paid for. You know what I'm speaking to you. Often you want people to come into the house and the room, you're like, this room's tidy. Often the room you want them to pay you for is not even tidy, and that's number one, you want to clean that up, right? But I invite you to clean up your whole house. The more willing you are to clean up your whole house, I promise you the more money you're going to make. Promise. The more money you're going to make. Does that mean take responsibility for every single thing that everyone does in your world? No. But take responsibility for your side of the street. I want your house to be spotless from your perspective, right? This is not about being perfect. This is about honoring ourselves and being leaders. Really leading the people in our world comes from our ability to lead ourselves, right? So is your house clean? And if your house isn't clean, if your house is not clean, what needs to change? What needs to shift? What needs to be different? Now, we owe it to ourselves. If we're going to spend our lives impacting other people's lives and making a difference and changing their world, you owe it to yourself to change yours first. You owe it to yourself to have high standards. You owe it to yourself to take care of your body. You owe it to yourself to clean up the stuff going on in your relationship. You owe it to yourself. Yeah?
Okay, guys, you heard it first. If you want to build a successful business, you better be going to the gym, because if you haven't been to the gym in 3 months or more, your business is going to fail. You're never going to make 7 figures if you don't go to the gym. And if you don't communicate with your partner, if you and your boyfriend or husband or girlfriend or significant other get into a fight and you don't communicate after that fight, if you have a fight and you guys you take a period of time to cool off, there goes your money out the window. No chance. Are we assuming that everyone is capable of just living a perfect life all the time and having all the time to, eat healthy, go to the gym, communicate with every relationship in our lives, have no issues ever? That's the vibe I'm getting here, and that's obviously not realistic.
Be a leader for yourself because you have high standards. Be a leader for yourself because your clients deserve it. Be a leader for yourself because it is actually more important to be someone who feels amazing than to try to appear someone who feels amazing, right? And who has a great life, right? You can get a professional photo shoot done, but if the moment people come inside your world, they're like, what on earth is going on here? This is not what we want. So be the leader that you preach that you are. Be willing to clean up your house. Your energy speaks louder. Who you are when nobody is watching is going to determine your success far more than who you are, which you based on your brand. Oh, look, my brand looks great, right? It's about more than that, okay? It's about so much more than that. Who do you choose to be? Who do you choose to be? What do you choose to do when...
Okay, I'm especially confused. I have no comments about the specific blowing her nose. Okay, maybe she's sick. But because I can tell that she edited this video and she cut out the pauses, why wouldn't you pause and blow your nose so that you can cut it out? Again, this is a training where I'm going to funnel you, presumably, into my paid offer. Put in even the bare minimum of effort. Please, I'm begging you. Someone, I just want to see a business coach who actually tries.
No one can see what you're doing. How much are you somebody you are proud of? Because this is the thing, if you're just yeah, cool, I came here for other stuff, I don't really care about that, that's not really that important, cool, you'll cap your growth. I promise you'll cap your growth. You might let yourself make $20,000 a month, or maybe $50,000 a month. And then you get to $100,000 and you will, the amount of people I have seen who have capped their growth at a certain level because they have been keeping one room clean and not others. And then they've come into my world and we've cleaned up all the rooms. The money that they've made, the hundreds of thousands of dollars they've added to their income instantly, makes a difference. You might think nobody knows. Yeah, they know. And they don't consciously know, but we can feel. If you're sensitive and you're in tune, you can feel who you want to be led by. You can feel the integrity of your mentors or the lack of integrity of the mentors, of people that you see, okay? Clean up your frequency. I don't mean in businesses. I don't mean just in your business. I mean in your money, in your clients, in your discipline, in your health, in your fitness, in the food you put into your mouth. I mean your marriage, your relationship, your water intake, your friendships. Where is it muddy? Now, I want to be clear. I don't mean that you need to be actively working on every area of your life, right? There might be periods in your life where you're totally happy being single. I'm not saying you need to get out of the relationship. No, it doesn't matter, right? But you know where you're out of alignment with yourself. You know where you're out of integrity with yourself, right? You know where it's not exactly where you want it to be. That's challenge number 1. Clean up your house. Clean up your house. When you grow, a few things come up. Safety. Safety's a huge one. We as humans love being liked, right? We are wired to fear rejection. And so if you look around different parts of your life and you go, that's bad, oh, I hate it, right? You then want your whole life to become a movie for more people. No, that doesn't sound good too, right? So if you are rejecting parts of your life now and you're rejecting yourself for how you're showing up in those parts of your life, right? They're going to think the moment other people see this, they're going to reject me too. The moment everyone sees what's going on, they're going to reject me too. And so you will subconsciously sabotage yourself and stop yourself having more. Guys, this isn't about judging yourself when you're doing nothing
What is she saying? Oh my god, I couldn't even understand what she was saying there.
wrong, right, at all. It's about looking at what's really going on and where you know the things need to up level. Yeah, you need to turn up a notch. If you don't trust yourself to have more because of who you're going to become and how you're going to handle it and what you'll do, you'll stop success dead in its tracks, right? And so if your life is not perfect now, like, I don't mean like perfect, but like if you're not taking care of your bit perfectly now, you'll cap the amount you let.
I feel like she backtracks a lot. Like, she'll say something and be like, well, no, I didn't mean that. I mean, blah, 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 blah. Like, if you're not taking perfect care of your life, well, I mean, not perfect, but, like, good enough care. But then it's got to be really consistent and everywhere. You got to focus on going to the gym and eating healthy and having good relationships. But you don't need to do everything. You just do, like, there's a lot of conflicting statements happening here, which is making it, I mean, the whole thing is really hard to follow, but this is especially making it hard for me to figure out what she's trying to say.
Flow to you of money, of people. If you are owning your relationships now, all your relationships are fabulous and you love your side of the street, you'll feel pretty cool about 50 people or 100 people coming to your next week, right? Because if the relationships are really good and they feel solid and you're being yourself and you've got your boundaries and you know it's good and you're taking care of people, when you get more and more people, like, bring it on. If right now you're that like, all these people, fuck, it's not working, right? Can you give examples? Totally. Of where it might not be clean in your life? Totally. Is it, there's a disconnect in your marriage, you're not talking about it. You're not talking about it at all, right? You know that the last time you ate a really good, nutritious meal was about 4 weeks ago, and that's not what's happening, right? You know you don't normally move your body at all, and you're preaching consistency and discipline. You know that the way you're showing up with clients is not how you want to be showing up, right? You know your standards have dropped on the clients you're taking in. You know, I'm going to talk about this a little bit too as we go on. You know that you're bringing people into your containers out of fear who you know aren't right for your work. There's stuff that you're not talking about in your relationships. There's stuff you're not changing. There's stuff you're not walking away from that you know that's wrong for you. Guys, we want our business to be a reflection of a way to live our life in an empowering space in all areas. Our business should not be our whole life, right? But sometimes, I think there's clear. I think you need to take a moment to sit down and get clear on what the vision is of how you actually want your life to look like, right? Because sometimes the biggest thing that's out of alignment is our story about.
I'm about to make this 10 times worse for those of you that haven't noticed yet. She keeps ending every other sentence with the word right, and now I can't unhear it. Blah, 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 right? Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, it's driving me up the wall.
Who we should be, right? Is that, the moment I take time to work on my business and sit down and do what I mean to do, I'm a bad mom, I'm a bad partner, oh my gosh, I'm taking from everybody else and I'm selfish and I'm greedy. And sometimes it's a story that's going on inside our head that we need to change. Yeah, your business will take a lot of time and energy, but is that what you want to do? Do you know what I mean? This is all about team us being in integrity with the life that we want, the vision that we have, who we choose to be and what we choose to create on this planet. Right? And some of you need to take time to actually get clear on that vision. I think it's about getting clear on that vision and making sure the stories you tell yourself in your head don't make that vision wrong. The stories that you tell yourself about yourself when you choose to be who you want to be on this planet are not conflicting. So, number one, be somebody that you're proud of and clean up your house, right? Clean up your house. A little side note I'm going to add here. If you don't know what you need to do to clean up your house, if you're like, oh yeah, I'm great, that's fabulous, I encourage you in the next week to talk to 5 people close to you and ask them.
Guys, roast me. Tell me what's dirty in my internal house of my personal life so I can fix it. Yeah, freaking right. Right? Now I can't even say it, and not ironically.
Not the people who are going to blow smoke, people who are going to be honest with you. One of them, I encourage it to be your husband or your partner if you've got one. The more you clean up your life, the more money you're going to freaking make. And so ask your husband, ask your wife, ask a good friend of yours, ask some clients. Hey, I'm just doing some little admin of my own life And I want to see how you're finding this.
Your clients shouldn't know what's happening in your life, just saying.
Hey, I want to see, where do you think I'm dropping the ball right now? Where do you think my standards have slipped? I want you to be really honest with me.
I mean, I will say it is important to get client feedback. You know, what did you like about the process? What did you not like? What would you change for next time? But in this context, I mean, I'm not here for it.
Is there anything I'm doing that's not what you think is right for me? Ask your mentor. So ask some people you trust. Not just people who are going to go, you're perfect, yeah. Be open to feedback. The next thing I want to talk about is being a leader that people want to follow and pay over and over and over again. Now, everything I'm going to talk about in this is...
Here it is, guys. How to create your own cult. Get the pens and papers out. This is going to be the good stuff.
Going to lead to this point. But there's a few things I want to say about this that are very, 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 very relevant. So when it comes to being a leader that people want to pay over and over and over again, one of the beautiful first places to start is look at your messaging. Your message, for all of those of you who have the online businesses, you're messaging online, you're speaking to people, you're visible, you're out there. Your message is going to determine, it's a huge factor on whether people will pay you or not. Whether they actually want to give you their money, whether they want to spend time with you, whether they want to get to know you, whether they stay in your world, whether they follow you. Okay? Your message is more than words. Your message is energy. And it is your feelings and you expressed for the world to see. Okay? And there are two things that stop people from wanting to pay you. The first one is people pleasing. People pleasing stops people wanting to pay you. And the second one is judging other people. Okay? People pleasing and judgment.
Okay, so if you're not making money in your business, the only reason is because you're people pleasing or you're worried people are going to judge you. It actually has nothing to do with the fact that the thing that you're selling is complete bullshit. It's crap, it's garbage, and it's not actually helpful. No. It's because you're a people pleaser. That's why people don't want to buy from you, not because you have no business selling the thing you're trying to sell. But what do I know?
I would love to know from those two, me saying that off the bat, which category you think you are going to fall into more. Judging or people pleasing? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to see what we've got more of on this right now. So we've got people pleasing and judging. So if your content is not converting at insane rates and people are all over your shit and they're buying from you constantly, most of the time you're either people pleasing or judging. Now, people pleasing is when we hold back. We don't say what we're really thinking because we're afraid. Because we want approval. And so those of you who are pleasing, I want you to ask yourself, out of 10, how much am I pleasing right now? Let me know in the comments. How much are you pleasing right now? When it comes to people pleasing, here's what you need to hear. I want you all right now to think about one area of your life you'd love to change. That you'd love to change, you just wish it was different. Like you are so committed. You are so committed to changing that area of your life. Now with that area of your life, if I said to you, if all my content was, guys, it is so possible for that area of your life to change. It is so possible. You can do it. I believe in you. I just know you have the strength to change it. If that was my content around that area of your life that you want to change, how long would it take for you to get bored with me? Probably like 2 seconds, maybe a week before you're like, oh my gosh, this person is stupid. Unfollow, I don't care, block, right? Whatever. Not block, probably, unless you're like got some aggression stuff going on, right? Anyway, you're like, I don't care, right? That area of your life that you want to change, would you rather me go, it is possible, you're worthy? Or would you rather me put content out there telling you exactly what is stopping it changing? Exactly what you need to do.
Be an internet bully if you want to be successful. If you want to be a successful business owner, you got to tell people why they fucking suck. I apologize for swearing, but you know what? No, I don't.
To have what you want. What would you rather? Obviously, you don't want someone to blow smoke up your ass and tell you you're worthy and like encourage you and shit. You literally want someone to tell you what is going on. Okay? Believing that people don't want you to be truthful with them is exactly why you're not being the leader that you know you're here to be. Well, that's one of the reasons. The next one's coming up soon. But the first thing is, you think that being honest with somebody is selfish. You think being honest with someone is bad, and who are you to do that, right? Your resistance about leading, about being honest, about saying what's on your mind, saying exactly what is going on for you, is the reason that people are dropping into your inbox and paying you thousands and thousands of dollars every single day on repeat. People who want what they want you to be honest with them. If someone comes into my container and pays me thousands of dollars to be around me, they don't want me to go, you can do it. They want me to go, this is why it's not working. Here's what we need to change in your content. Here's what's happening in your office. This is what's happening. Yeah? Your willingness to be honest with people also.
Okay, I get that. Like, if I'm hiring a professional to help me with something, like I do social media strategy. If a client hires me to tell them, you need to change this, this, and this about your social media profiles, yeah, obviously I'm not going to be like, oh, it looks great, awesome job. No, they paid me money to like tell them how they can improve. But I feel like what she's talking about here is not that. She's just saying like, don't be a people pleaser and don't like be nice to your clients, essentially. You want to create a power dynamic where they feel like they have to pay you.
Is going to determine all of your client results. If you can't be honest with people in your content, if you can't be straight, if you can't say what's going on in your content, you're not being real and truthful in your content, why is someone going to pay you thousands of dollars?
Exactly.
Right?
You can be...
And so
you can be honest and supportive. You don't have to be a dick about it, is the point that I'm trying to make.
Your extent to be honest, your extent to be real, your extent to say, what am I even saying? What is really on your mind and what is going on for you is going to determine whether someone wants to pay you and whether they're going to go, yes, this is the person for me. But the first thing is that people want your truth. And so I have questions. What are you not sharing right now? What are you not sharing? What are you not being honest about? Let me know in the comments. That's the step number one.
Okay, there's a difference between choosing not to share certain things and then being dishonest. Again, if we come back to this idea of like showing up on the internet and being selective about the information that you choose to share with clients or not, it's not dishonest for me to withhold information from my clients. You don't have, like, she's basically, in my opinion, making it sound like it's black or white. Like, you either are an open book that shares everything and anything, or you, like, keep secrets and that's lying. Like, you're being dishonest. But I don't think that's true. I think you can be selective about what you share, and it still, like, is truthful, if that makes sense.
People want you to be honest with them. Now, I want to talk to judgment, though, because a lot of you have stopped being honest because you're scared of judgment. Judgment is another way that we stop being as powerful as leaders. We judge people. And so I want you to check in first of all, are you judging the people that you work with? I want you to check in. Are you judging the people that you work with? Now, are you judging the people that you work with because the people that you work with shouldn't be the people that you work with? Or are you judging the people you work with because you need to clean up stuff within yourself? Are you judging the people you work with? And is it because you've got low standards, or is it because you haven't cleaned up stuff within yourself?
Okay, someone else already brought this up earlier, but this absolutely sounds like projection to me. In my opinion, allegedly, it sounds like she's projecting. Like, are you judging people because you haven't cleaned up your own house? Meanwhile, it's like this whole thing, I feel like you're attacking me. Maybe it's because you haven't cleaned up your own house, lady.
Because if we're judging the people that we work with, those who are clients with us, who's paying us money, it's either because our standards for letting clients into our space are too low. Right? And there's a whole other conversation go around that. Offers for dream clients, all that stuff. We go in deep in there. Or we need to clean up our own shit. Because this is the thing. If we've got our own stuff going on, our content is going to be full of our own judgments, our own projections, our own crap. It is. And the people who often actually are feeling very empowered in that area and want people who are going to change their lives in empowered ways are repelled by that. Are repelled by that completely. If you're showing up and judging them for something that they actually just feel empowered around, like empowered around changing, they're going to go, I don't want to work with that person. I don't want to work with someone who's going to judge me. I want to work with someone who's going to help me and serve me and tell me what to do and change my freaking life. Yeah? That's what they're seeking. That's what they want. And so empowered clients do not want to be judged. Don't get me wrong, empowered clients love the truth. They love the truth. The reason you're not saying the truth is because you think it's judgmental, which some of the time it is judgmental. And so we need to clean up our own shit. Just a wee side note, if you're judging your clients because they're the wrong clients and you're feeling judgments and you think, I'm going to go and write all these pieces of content to them. I'm going to write all these pieces of content showing them how wrong they are. That is your missing point. You're talking to the people you don't want to work with and therefore attracting the people you don't want to work with who are then going to become clients, and then you're going to keep doing that until you clean up your own stuff. So the more willing we are to be freaking honest whilst also doing our own work to clean up our own projections and our own bullshit, the more powerful our leadership is going to be. Now, there is nothing wrong with being insanely honest with people, right? But there's a difference between honesty and judgment. Like, it's like me saying, oh my gosh, your life is such a mess. I can't believe you don't sign clients all the time. What is wrong with you? And me saying, when you don't believe in your offer, people won't buy. Like, one is like a completely neutral, this is what's going on. I see this. I get this. Like, here's what's going on. Like, let's be real. And the other one is like, don't you realize you're messing it all up? Okay? And so the biggest thing that stops many people from taking their leadership to the next level is they go, I'm going to be more truthful, and then they actually be more judgmental, and people throw their shit back at them, right? Which is fair freaking enough. If you're projecting all your own bullshit in your content, you're going to realize that people are triggered, and they can feel that it's actually coming from you and it's your shit, and they'll throw it back at you. And then you go, I can't be a leader. I can't be honest. I'm like, no, you've just got to learn to lead without being judgmental. No.
What is she talking about? Oh my god, guys, I'm so lost. I'm so confused. I'm really trying to listen and I can't understand anything she's saying. It doesn't make any sense.
99.9% of the content I see is completely boring and not powerful at all, right? And it's because people haven't mastered this. Being able to lead without pleasing whilst also being able to do it without judging. When I've helped people, I can think one person in particular who had a $33,000 month, and then I shifted her content so she wasn't pleasing, and she had a $150,000 month the next month. I can think about someone else.
Because, like we always see, I get to take full credit for everything my client does. You know, never mind, maybe she worked with a brand strategist that month, or she was running paid ads, or any other thing that contributed to her financial success. It was me. I told her to change this one thing, and then she 5x'd her business. Like, that is one of the most common things I see. And again, this isn't speaking to this specific coach, but just a commonality that I see, or recurring theme, if you will, in the industry as a whole, is coaches taking full credit for the work of their clients that has often been compounded over multiple weeks, months, sometimes years, and multiple other facets of their business. Because if anyone here has been a business owner, you know that it's not just one single action that gets you the results. So sure, maybe your business coach gives you a great piece of advice, but that single piece of advice isn't going to be the thing that, or likely isn't going to be the thing that completely shifts the amount of revenue you make or the success of your business. But they want to take credit as if it is. I'm the one that helped my client make $150,000 a month. I'm just so sick of it.
Who did about it?
Because I will add, sorry, just another train of thought. When the client is not successful, then it's oh, well, that wasn't my fault. It was their responsibility. So it's we only take credit when things go well, and we don't want to talk about how maybe our advice was more harmful than helpful. Just saying.
The $300,000 month, and then I shifted her content so she wasn't judging, and she doubled it the next month. Right? So I want you to understand that both of these things are insanely important. And I've never seen someone's content who's not doing either one of them, right? Ever. With 6, 7, 8-figure clients, ever, right? I can look at someone's content and be like, yeah, this is the reason you don't have $5 million more a year, right? It's very, very easy. And so this is the thing you might think that your content's clean, but I encourage you to look at it. If you don't have people who reach out and go, holy shit, this is speaking to me, how can I pay you $1,000 every day? I would start looking here, because people need you to be honest with them. If you can be honest without judging somebody too, you are an insanely good coach or mentor. You are so good, and people will love you for it. Yeah, because this is the thing. People who want to change their lives in massive ways, who want to pay you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, they need you to be honest with them. They want you to tell them what's going on. But they also want to feel safe around you. Now, I don't care how much money someone is making. I want to be a safe mentor for them. Now, if I'm projecting all my own shit, if I'm pleasing, if I'm like hiding all this stuff and not saying the truth, it's not a safe space, right? If someone comes to me and they say something and I chuckle my judgment at them all the time, that's my shit. That's not what someone signed up for, right? And the more someone is able to be fully themselves in your mentorship spaces, regardless of when they're 6, 7, 8 figures, it doesn't matter, the more their life is going to completely transform in front of you. The more insane their results are going to be. I feel so safe around you. I judge and don't make us safe. Yeah. And that's really normal. And this is the tricky thing, is that, guys, when we've kept our own personal standards low around, and we haven't been honest with ourselves about who our work's perfect for and who we really want to work with and who we can transform the most, what we're going to find is this is often going to be very clear in your content. Right? Like, if you know you want to work with people who are married and you're talking to people who are single and you don't want to be, and you've got these clients, you're so pissed off at them, all your content is going to be all these judgments, all these frustrations about these people, and it's going to become really, really clear, right? And it's honestly just because sometimes you haven't been willing to own who you want to work with and own what's right for you. And that's going to come out in your content. And I promise you this, many of you who are on this, you don't know you're doing it. I would say 99% of you watching this have zero desire to judge people. You have no desire to judge people at all. That's not your desire. You're caring. You make an impact. You love changing lives. Like, you're obsessed with helping people and getting them amazing results. That is not what I know, 99% of you. But this is the issue. Often, if we are trying to serve too many people because we're not being honest about who we want to work with, that lack of desire to serve everybody is going to just make it. Yeah, it's just, we need to honor what's right for us in all ways. And I'm going to talk about this. Do you think AI had a huge part in the messaging being wrong? Oh no, I don't think AI is judging people. I think AI is probably less judgmental than most people, but
I also have the desire to judge people. That's why we've all gathered here together this evening, folks. And that is why I don't have a 6, 7, 8 figure business or whatever the hell she said.
AI doesn't have the same power and authority that your truth does. And so AI is...
I think she's going to regret saying that in about 5 years when the AI takes over.
a great thing to tick off. I was like, here's my content that I got someone else to write for me. That's cool, sounds good. Literally no power, no leadership, no authority, because AI won't say the things that you need to say as a leader at all. It's like, cool, here's a AI piece of content that said this, cool, that sounds great, that sounds factual. There's actually no heart, there's no soul, and it's not really saying what you're actually thinking. And so I don't think you would get nearly the same results with AI, and it's not because of judgment, it is because there's just no potency, no energy, no honesty, no leadership at all in it. Does judgment of your clients drive them from you? If you are judging your clients, they will stop wanting to be in your spaces. If you are judging people in content, they'll unfollow you, right? Or the people who judge themselves a lot will be drawn to your judgment of them. If they're judging themselves a lot, they'll be drawn to you if you judge them.
This is a really interesting question. So Richard is asking, who watches this and thinks, yeah, I need to watch more of this? I had brought this up last week when we were streaming as well, because oftentimes when we watch these trainings, now that I have like seen the light, for lack of a better term, it's so hard for me to not like recognize the red flags every time I consume one of these pieces of content. This one, I will say, is a little bit more like out there for me. I don't think even Danielle of 6 years ago, or whenever it was, 6 years ago, would have like fallen for a training like this, just because this doesn't speak to me. I'm not really into this like sort of way of speaking. But a lot of the times the trainings we watch where they are like analytical and they're giving you, 3 steps to do XYZ and they're following this process, I can absolutely see how if you were like a beginner business owner, you didn't have experience, you didn't know anything, you would watch those trainings and think like, okay, this person probably does know exactly like the secret that I need in order to be successful. And I can understand how people would like fall for that. But in the case of something like this, where she isn't really saying anything tangible, and again, maybe it's just the way my brain personally works, this isn't something that would lead me to like want to sign up with her, but maybe someone in the comments can speak to like being in a position where you follow this more. Like, I don't even want to call her spiritual because she's not even saying anything necessarily spiritual. It's just like complete nonsense in my opinion. But I would be curious to know the types of people that listen to this and then just like want to work with her, because I have had such a hard time following the point that she's trying to make that I can't imagine wanting to hand over my credit card.
But it's be kind of like an abusive relationship. They're drawn to you because you make them feel really bad, which often means that they'll come into your container because you'll say something, oh shit, I better join that now, right? Or they'll, like, in a way, this is going to sound really weird, kind of feel bullied, even though I'm not saying anyone's a victim in that way, but they'll feel like they were bullied, and then they'll be like, wow, you said blah, 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 and you'll find it'll just be a nightmare. So I highly recommend not going down that path. Judgment stops leadership. If your clients are frustrating you and your clients are triggering you, wow, there's so many things that can be going on. But a lot of the time for most of you, it's just because you're not being honest about who you love to work with. And so we need to clean that up. We need to clean up and we need to start maybe shifting our message. Work with people we want to work with. Raise our prices. Honor what really feels good to us. Because otherwise, over time, we're just going to become more bitter and more resentful and more frustrated, and our message is going to show it. What do you think is more important, good messaging or energetics behind? You can't have good messaging without energetics being behind. And what I mean by that is your message shows your energy. I can take someone's piece of content and keep their ideas the same and change the frequency of the content by changing little things. All of those of you who are in messaging to make a shit ton of money, the workshop I did last week, you know,
that's what I do with my clients, guys. I just shift the frequency of their posts on social media, and that's how they are so successful. That's what, and even in my own content, I just like, I'll post a video and it flops and I just change the frequency and then it does so much better, and now I'm so rich.
Here, right? You can see what I was doing there as we were talking about that. Now, they were very simple examples I was showing you. There's so much more that comes to the frequency of your content. But I can take someone's piece of content and I can shift things, which, so Sally talked about exactly the same thing. And it will go from a piece of content that no one would pay for to a piece of content that will make someone $30,000. I've done that many times, right? And so your frequency and your energy is clear when I look at your profile. I can look at someone's profile and the content they're doing and go, okay, I can see what's going on, right? I can see what's going on.
I'd love to know my frequency. Please, Emma, if you're watching this video, go to my Instagram and tell me what my frequency is, because I'm ready to make $30,000 off one single post.
I can see what they're angry at themselves about. I can see what they're angry at their clients about. I can see where they're not leading. I can see where they're in judgment. I can see all of that, right? And so, do you find there's a swap that I people please more because I judge myself more? Yeah, that can happen. That's rarer. I would definitely say that that's rarer. And actually, to be honest, Anna Brooke, what's actually probably happening is you judge yourself a lot. And so in the past, you've been more judgmental and you've got pushback, and then you've started pleasing because you've like adjusted. And so be freaking honest. What we want you to do is clean up our own judgment so we can communicate and be freaking honest with people about what's really going on without bringing our own stuff into it. Because if you're judging or you're people pleasing, people won't care. The right people who you really want to work with will not care. Because the right people you really want to work with are motivated, are driven, are doing the things, and they're instantly ready to pay you thousands of dollars if you speak directly to them. They're 100% ready right now. But if you're judging them or you're trying to please them, they're like, that person's a weak leader. They're not going to be able to lead me. They're not going to be able to transform my life. They're not going to be able to show me what's going on. Or, well, they've got their own shit to deal with. Like, if you want to call in high-level clients who are 100% ready to pay you thousands of dollars and do the work and be transformed on you, they don't need that from you. They don't need that from you at all. And when you clean up your own judgment, you're willing to speak more boldly. Hey, lovely Stella. When you clean up your own judgment, you're willing to speak more boldly. Because what I just said to Anna Brooke is that if you're judging yourself and then you've gone and judged and people have gone, you've gone, oh, let me just play it safe now. I'm going to go people please. Right? But if you clean up your own judgments, when you speak something powerfully, firstly, if people get triggered, right, by it, there's a difference between someone saying something cruel to you and you going, how dare you? And someone saying something honest to you and you going, holy shit, I do that. It's like The difference between me saying, man, I just can't believe the money you made last month, oh my gosh, that was dreadful. If I said that to you, you'd be like, who the fuck do you think you are? Wow, right? That's what you're saying in response.
Right?
But if I said something like, how powerful your message is going to determine the amount of money you made last month. If your message is powerful, you're going to make millions. Or if your message isn't speaking to your people, you will not be making the money you want. If I said that, you're going to go, holy shit, she's right. You might go, oh, freak, I felt that. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Oh, I realized that's truthful. That resonated. Oh, right? That's going to go on here. But you're not going to be in a space of, oh my gosh, that bitch. You're going to go, oh my gosh, that's true. Okay? There's a drastic difference between truth that makes someone go, you're a bitch, and truth that makes someone goes, you're correct. My content, I know a lot of people go, oh my goodness, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Shit, that was uncomfortable. But the amount of people who go, that made me feel bad, I can't believe you, once every 3 months of that. And people saying, oh my gosh, that was exactly what I needed, that spoke to me, let me pay you thousands of dollars, 10, 20, 30 times a week.
How do you know that though? What? Like, okay, let's say I post something on the internet. This happens often. More so on threads. So let's say I post a controversial thread, if you will, and it upsets people. Of the people that get upset by the thing that I've said, maybe 1, 2, 3, max 5 people are actually going to comment and say something, you're such a mean person, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that doesn't mean that everyone who was offended by it said something. How does she know that only whatever she said, one person every 3 months gets upset by what she says? It's weird to make statements to make yourself appear as an authority when you don't have stats to back it up. It's giving, I'm an expert because I said I'm an expert vibes. So trust what I said, but don't ask for proof. I don't have receipts. That's the difference I'm talking about. You might say it's not important. Well, and so our desire when we're writing content is not to hurt people. Either. Our desire, the truth is the truth. The truth can create someone to have a realization. But there's a difference between throwing shit at people who want your support. Right? If you're a coach or mentor, you're here to transform people. You are here to change their lives. You are here to make a difference. If you are showing up in your content treating people like crap and treating them like, oh, you're useless, what are you doing, I can't believe you are not realizing that those people want to move, want to change, are doing everything they can to move forward and change their lives. And so it's up to us as leaders to take out our own judgment and to lead with power. So when you stop the judgment, you're going to be more willing to be freaking honest. This is the biggest thing for so many of you. Clean up your judgment and the level of power and authority will blow your freaking mind. I want to talk about clean energy around sales because this is such a key piece of having 7-figure leadership. If your content... This is so all over the place. Why not just pick one of these topics and then teach it to us? So today I'm going to teach you how to build a 7-figure business through sales techniques. Today I'm going to teach you how to build a 7-figure business through fostering effective client-coach relationships. Instead, I'm just going to talk at you about fluffy nothing for an hour. How far into this are we? 41 minutes out of an hour-long training about nothing. What? Why are we... Oh my God, I'm getting frustrated. This is so annoying.
It's clean and your content is not full of judgment, the amount of people, it's clean and it's powerful and boom, the amount of people who are going to start reaching out to you, obsessing over your shit, it's going to increase. I want you to imagine this. You go on a date with somebody who you've known for 3 days. You've been talking to them, maybe you took them on an app or something, and you're going on a date and you sit down at the table for dinner and the guy says, will you marry me? Now, you've been talking to this person for 3 days and you sit down and straight away he asks to marry you. Do you find that sexy? Probably not. Do you find it creepy? Heck yes. This is how we feel about love. This is how we feel about relationships. It is also how your clients feel about you if your energy isn't clean. Now, what I mean by this is that how you feel about money, clients, and your offers is your shit, it is your shit. It is your responsibility. As a leader, the work is taking full responsibility for your side of the street. Your work is moving through what you need to do to come to us back to a space of power around your offers and belief in yourself. Some of you, a lot of the time, might find yourself in a space where you are trying to find a husband or wife and you have not gone on the journey to really freaking love yourself. Now, this can happen at every stage of your business. 6, 7, 8 figures, I see it happen all the time. And what I mean by that is you're showing up in your business looking for validation, looking for money, looking for feedback, looking for clients, looking for people to show you who you are, to show you that you're worthy, to show you that you're good enough, to show you that you're valuable. And the more you're in that energy, the harder it is for you to create insane success in your business. It's so hard. Yeah? So as a leader, you need to be taking care of your side of the street. Fully. And what I mean by...
I feel like this could have been a 10-minute training. If you want to be an effective leader, you got to take care of yourself. You got to get organized. You got to clean up your shit. And don't be an asshole. There you go, guys. I just summed it up in 30 seconds.
by this is you need to know that your work is incredible and it changes lives and it's valuable and it matters and you're valuable and you're important and you're brilliant and you're fantastic. And it doesn't matter if people don't pay you. It doesn't matter if they don't jump in. I don't need 5 people to join this Speed for Worthy. I don't need to make $100,000 this month for people to think I'm good enough, to think I'm worthy, to think I'm valuable. I've got me. I know me. I've got confidence in myself. I've got belief in myself. And it's beyond what is happening in this moment. Now, earlier I was talking about being a safe mentor and about when you're not judging and you're willing to be truthful, how much easier it is for people to feel freaking safe around you and want to be in your energy and be in your space. This is where this concept comes in around people paying you. You need to do what you need to do to be into a space around your work and your offers where no matter what people do, no matter what they say, you've got you. Releasing the need to see any evidence at all by someone buying to know that the offer is incredible, it's going to change their life. Releasing the need for someone to pay you and validate you before you lead, before you show up powerfully, before you speak your truth. Releasing the need for other people to like all your shit and give you all this validation online before you say the things you're here to say. Without the judgment, without that bullshit.
Okay, I think I get what she's trying to say here, and she's not wrong, but she's saying it in a way that's so freaking confusing that it's hard to follow. If you are a business owner of any kind, you don't have to be a coach, and you want to sell something to people, if you show up out of desperation to, like, if people don't, like, I'm selling these iPhones, let's say, and I show up and I'm like, hey, Jane Doe, like, buy this iPhone. I need you to buy this iPhone. I need to make money. Buy my iPhone. Obviously, Jane Doe is going to be like, why are you so desperate? I'm not buying the iPhone. Whereas if I just show up confident in the fact that, like, I know this iPhone is going to be the vehicle that you need in order to find success in your life, because I bought an iPhone and now I'm able to make $7 kajillion through my iPhone, you're going to be more likely to, like, income claims aside, you're going to be more likely to buy the iPhone from me because I'm confident. I know that the iPhone is what you need in order to be successful. And I can, like, communicate that to you effectively. Whereas when I show up out of desperation, out of needing your validation in order to be able to sell it, okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to sell it. And this applies to anything. Even like services I sell in my business. If I approach a client with a proposal of like, I'll do it for any price because I just need you to sign on with me because I'm desperate for clients, the client's probably not going to want to work with me. Versus if I'm like confident in the service that I'm delivering, I know that it can give you the results that you're looking for, therefore you should buy it from me. there's two different energies there, and I will give her that. That is true in sales and in business, but the way that she's explaining this is so fucking confusing that if I wasn't here to translate it for you, you probably wouldn't follow. Like, I feel like she just makes it way more complicated than it needs to be.
Yeah. But saying the stuff you're here to say, believing in your work first. Yeah? Can you imagine if a guy or a girl said to you, I'm only worthy if you love me? Right? That is not attractive when it comes to love. So as a leader, if you're wanting to make insane money in your business, you need to be willing to hold the energy of your programs, to release the codependency of clients and money, to clean up your own money drama that is going on so you can serve and share without the extra baggage. And also, your expectations will always determine your outcomes, always. And so if you're in a space where you're like, how do I get it? How do I convince? How do I make them? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm valuable. I don't know if my work matters. I don't know if I'm good enough. You might think you've got your perfect polished brand and you're making all this money and you're right, and that's fine. But the people you truly want to work with, who are willing to pay you 10 times more money and actually want to be on your order and want to sign up like that the second you post something, don't want to work with you. Because they may be more empowered than you are in this moment. If you want to hold people, be a sturdy, grounded space that they can come to and transform under, and I don't mean like one's better than the other, you know what I mean, right? Right? You need to be that person who can hold that. Who can hold it when they're in a space of fear, when they're in a space of uncertainty. Now, I want to be clear, with me saying that, this is not me saying, you need to know your work's valuable and convince everybody they need to be on your work. I don't mean convince them, but you might be thinking I'm saying that the moment someone comes to you, you need to know your work so good and make it so clear that the way you speak to them, that they just had to buy in. So that's not what I'm meaning. In fact, the way I approach sales was zero convincing at all. Someone will say, do you think I should do this? I say, what does your gut say? Right? What does your gut say? I'm not going to tell you should do this, because the more we are in an...
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it on a sales call, whether or not you try and pressure me to sign up for your program, or whether you really say, well, what do you think? Because I'm going to bet, based on how this training has gone, that if you got me on a sales call and I was like, I'm on the fence, I don't know if it's the right fit for me, that you would be desperate to sell or like trying to convince me. But what do I know? I don't know that to be fact. That's just my opinion. But I would be hesitant to believe this story that you're telling me.
Energy of our own power and our own conviction and our own knowing and our own worth and our own value, less we need to control anything external in order for us to have everything that we desire. There are so many people in the world who want the transformation that you help people get. There are so many people in the world who want to work with you. But if your own freak out is going on, they have no interest in being around you. If you're not holding the energy of your work, the results can't shift. People can't pay. They can't, not to the level that you want. Don't get me wrong. Some of you know.
She's some random woman from Reddit. Somebody posted on Reddit being like, is this woman a scammer? And then linked to this training. So now we're here watching the training.
Oh, you can go and have be all over the place. Your house can be dirty. You're still making some money. But oh my goodness, if you tidied that up and shifted that up, the money you make would 10 times. I can think of one example of a client of mine in the past who was making about $15,000 a month, and she had a $5,000 month. And then we started working together the next month, and she had €167,000 month, right? So things could work to a degree when our house isn't clean. Things can work to a degree when we're a bit all over the place. That's fine. But if you're willing to truly lead yourself and your empowerment and remove your own neediness and fully get clear on why your work matters and be grounded in it and show up that way and stop judging, the shit you will create in your life will blow your freaking mind. Hey, gorgeous Pamela. So many bombs dropped here. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay.
So this must be like a Instagram live or something that she then downloaded and is now calling it a training. But really it was just like, I'm at home bored. Let me talk to you for an hour. That would be like if I took this live and then told people it was worth $500. Like, what? Get a clue.
Easy way to shift that stuff I was just saying is create offers that you feel so freaking good about, that you can't help but be in a space where you're 100% certain people are going to join, because it'd be crazy not to. Now, if any party goes, yeah, but they haven't before and that's not going to happen, what you need to shift next is you've got judgment towards yourself and making what happens in the past completely define you, define your worth, define how much of a failure you are. You need to clean that up within yourself first, because this is business. And what I mean by that is we need to take our own judgment self out of it and go, if your offer's amazing and change someone's lives, of course they should be paying you insane money for it. Obviously, logical, of course, no doubt about it, that's what happens. That's what should be happening. And so we need to be willing to do our own work on ourselves so we're not throwing ourselves out of the world. To do our own work on ourselves so we don't need people to pay us to feel okay. If you don't feel like your offer's amazing, what needs to move? Do you need to clean up some funky shit you've got going on with you and tie in your worth to your results and your mood to your results? Or do you need to clean up your offers because they're not in alignment? They're not in integrity. And what I mean by that is you're trying to sell something that you're like 20% sold on yourself. We want to be selling things that we are sold on. We want to be selling things we're not surprised that people buy from us at whatever price point we choose to sell them for. The work isn't just raise your price and cross your fingers and go, hopefully no one comes into my house. Hopefully no one sees what really is going on behind here. The work is I'm going to charge prices that I know this work is worth and that I can stand behind fully no matter what. Now, part of this being clean when it comes to sales,
being Delulu is the Salulu. So if you want to believe something is worth a certain amount of money, you just got to believe. And then it will be worth that. And then you can charge people out and people will pay you because you believe. Write that down. That's the next important piece of information we've learned.
Sales is being honest and saying no. I'm going to go further into this when we talk tomorrow, okay? In a lot of details. But I want you to realize saying no is just as powerful as your yes. I challenge you to be more committed to somebody having a good experience when they're in your world than getting a sale. All the time, people ask me, will this help me with this and this? And I go, no, it won't. Hey, I'm really curious. I'm thinking about starting a business. Is this program going to help me? I'm like, it won't help you, this program. That won't help you. And really, I just don't know what my business should be. Maybe is this program going to give me clarity? No, it won't. Right? I challenge you to say no to people. We're going to go into this tomorrow more. So often. I remember someone messaging me, I really want to sell my car to do your program. And I said, please don't. That's so, please don't. You don't need to sell your car. Here's my program for free.
Yeah, guys, this is a 2-part training. This is just part 1.
Right? I want you to be somebody who knows that you are hot shit and your work is incredible. So when someone comes to you and go, can I purchase this from you? You go, this isn't right for you. Maybe it's like, this offer's good instead. Maybe. Or
again, I'm highly skeptical that she would tell me that. If I was on a sales call with her, that she would be like, this isn't a good fit for you. No, she's going to be like, sign up with your credit card. If you don't have the money, call your bank. Ask them to increase your credit limit. Let's go.
sometimes it's like, this isn't right for you right now. If you are more committed to helping someone have a good experience in your world than you are than making a sale, the people who buy from you, who end up in the right spaces with you, wow, right? I've had people come to me before and I've said, that's not right, right? Because it hasn't been right. And then they've bought something which was right at the right time. And they're just like, oh my gosh, I love buying from you. I remember someone, I haven't seen her jump on here, but I know she'll be watching this. I remember someone who came to me a few months ago and she knew she wanted to be part of my world in some way. She asked me about a few different things and it just wasn't right for her. It wasn't right for her. And she was nervous. She was really nervous about things. She was nervous. It was right for her. And she was a bit nervous about the whole experience. And I said, that's not right. And then there was one thing that was really, really, really good for her. And she purchased that. And she has purchased 6 things from me. She purchased 6 things from me within 2 months after that. And she'd probably had, 2 to 3 months before then asking me about things and just not buying anything. I would rather, guys, that you do not buy something from me than you buy the wrong thing from me. I would rather you not buy something from me than you buy the wrong thing from me. I invite you to adopt the same thing in your business. Why? Because this is not a game of just fucking making money and taking people's money. This is a game of serve your people and serve them well.
I call bullshit because your literal whole sales page that we looked at the beginning was all about how to make 7 figures. And if it's not about the money, then why are you leading with how much money you make? Questions that don't make sense.
And change their lives, and you will make millions. I promise you. There is no lack. There is no lack at all. And this is the thing. If you force someone in your space, I promise you, you won't want them there. Because they won't be a right fit for the space. And they won't be happy with the experience. And this is the thing. I have so many different things to say about this. I'm saying it this way though. Let your reputation be bigger than your need for validation. Let your reputation be bigger than your need for validation. Now, I say it that way because some of you needed to hear that. But this isn't just about reputation. This is about you and about putting your head down at night. Do you feel good about the way you're making money? Do you feel good about the people going to your spaces? Do you feel good that everything you're doing is of service? Or do you think you're just doing shit for money? Your work, all of our work as leaders, is how okay can you be when somebody says no? If someone says no to me, no part of me cares at all on any plane right now. At all. At all. I want you to be so good with rejection. Because it's not even rejection. If someone says no to you, it's not even, they don't trust themselves enough. La, 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 la. Yeah, that might be a part of it. Sure. But it doesn't fucking matter why someone chooses to say no. It doesn't matter if it's not right for them. This whole, they're not committed enough, they're not dedicated enough, I need to just force them to. Like, bullshit. No, you don't. Right? There are many people on this planet who are never meant to pay you. Who are never meant to pay you. Ever. So many of you on this live stream right now, you will have no interest to pay me. And I love that you're here with me. I don't need you to pay me. You don't need to pay me. Take with this. Change your life. Help people. Serve them. Please don't pay me a cent unless you want to. Not just we can't serve everyone. Now, this is the issue because I think like the part of us that isn't comfortable with rejection is like they're not ready and they don't believe in themselves and we can't do that. And it's like we're not meant to serve everybody. I am not the right coach for many people on this planet. I'm not at all. Right? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Okay? This is going to be really transformational for many of you tomorrow. So you need to be honest with what's right for other people.
Was this one supposed to be super transformational? Because I don't even think I learned one little tiny smidgen of a thing.
What's right for you? Yes, that's a big piece. But what's right for other people? Because people, like, there's this thing, like, people remember how you make them feel in your world. Care about people. Be fucking honest with them. Remove the judgment and then be honest. Okay, that's why some of you aren't being honest because you got the judgment and that's why it feels sticky. Remove the judgment and then be honest. But this whole like, I'm going to convince you and force you and not get off the call until you buy. Really? Nah, fuck that. Right? If you have to force someone into your container, it's not right. It's not right. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. If you feel like you're convincing people and forcing people, it's a super quick way to call in clients who want you to motivate them or who will blame you when something goes wrong. And it's just not cool. Let people make their own decision from a space of impact.
We don't take accountability around here, and I sure as shit don't want clients who aren't going to get results because then that's going to look like it's my problem, and it's not my fucking problem. It's their problem because their broke mindset is keeping them broke. It's not me. Ain't it? No, we don't want clients that are going to blame me because I am not to blame. I'm so smart and I know everything. Pay me money.
Empowerment. Be honest. Like sometimes someone will say to me, do you think that's right for me? What would you do here? And I'll say, listen to your gut most of all, but this is what I see, especially someone I know. If I'm like, I think this is what's going on. And I like sometimes I'll say, I think you're just wanting this because you're just not trusting yourself and you know this isn't what you need. Like, I'll say that to somebody, right? It doesn't mean don't be honest. Right? Be honest if someone's asked you a question. But when you aren't attached to needing them to buy, your ability to be honest and change their life transforms. You don't want to work with clients who don't move. You don't want to work with clients who don't move. And they motivate themselves. They motivate themselves. They do what feels good, right? You want to work with people who are ready and who are moving. I stand by this and I'm teaching all my containers. Yeah? I don't force people to come into my world. I also don't force people to stay in my world.
Do we think she's saying this so many times so that she believes it herself? Because she just repeated herself like 7 times saying, I don't force people to work with me. I don't force people to work with me. Maybe if I say it enough times, it'll become true. Because I know it's not true. And if I got you on a sales call, I would try and convince you to buy it. But I don't force people to work with me. They do it on their own accord.
Which I know, I think every probably 7-figure coach I've ever seen has disagreed with, like, has completely different principles, how they run their business, and that's not how I run mine. I don't force people to stay in my world. I don't try and get people to sign long term. Like, if they don't want long term, they don't need long term. I don't try and make sure people stay. I don't say the only way to come into my world is sign up for 12 months and pay in advance and there's absolutely no refunds and da-da-da-da, right? I don't do that shit, right? I want people in my world because they want to be in my world. I want people to continue in my world because they want to continue in my world. If you're interested in working 6 months with me and we start and we're 2 months in and it's not the right container for you, it's okay. Stupid decision, I don't really give a shit, right? I really don't give a shit. I don't make millions because I force people to stay in containers that aren't right for them. All I'm saying is be really, really aware of whether you're taking care of your side of the street. And what I mean by that is your energy clean around sales? Is your energy clean around offers? Is your energy clean around the way that you're serving people? Is your energy clean around how you're getting people into your world? Is your energy clean? Because if people come into your world in a really good space and they feel incredible and they feel empowered and your work is right for them, they will stay in your world. They will stay in your world. I've been shamed for what's to get programs not right. You know, there's limits to this. There's different things. I'm not going to go right deep into that, right? Of course, there's so many different things going on here. But especially if someone's in a container with me and they're paying month to month and it's like a one-on-one thing or something like that and they've not used the time, I will never in a million years make you stay there. And I have clients who work with me month after month for year after year after year in my masterminds, in my one-on-one, and very rarely does anything go wrong, ever. Take care of your side of the street. Take care of your side of the street. Be a leader that you're proud of. Be somebody who people want to pay, yeah? Because of how safe you are. As a leader, like, you're freaking honest and oh my gosh, you transform the shit out of their lives, but you're honest and you're real and you're in integrity and people feel it. Wow. Wow. You want to be a leader that people pay over and over and over and over again. I've got so many more elements to that we're going to go into tomorrow about how to make sure people stay in your world, how to make sure you get the right clients.
Oh my God.
How to make sure you feel confident charging the prices you want to charge and all this magic.
When does it end?
Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to leave it here today because otherwise I would just talk for like 10 hours.
Well, you just talked for an hour about literally nothing. So there is a part 2. I honestly don't think I could sit through any more of that. Like, it's 54 minutes long.
How are we going? I would also like to know, how's your house cleaning going?
Yeah, that's an absolute hard no for me. I will say we could go, let's just peruse some of her other offers and stuff. And I want to go to my email inbox because if she's so adamant about not forcing people to work with her or not like begging people for the sale, I'm curious to see how many emails she sent me. Great question, Chris. We're going to hopefully try and figure this out together. Okay, so let's see. What is her name? Is this her? I think so. Like, I don't know who this woman is. I just saw someone share the training on Reddit, and that's how we ended up here. So please don't go attack this woman. I'm just, like, so confused after watching that training. I felt forced to stay in her world. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so 7-figure business mentor, scale to multi-millions with dream clients by mastering your content. So let's go to the one-on-one coaching highlight and see. Oh, okay. Social media 101. Don't do this. Okay, I'm going to give you all a lesson in social media that you didn't ask for. Your highlights should serve as like a catalog for people who don't know you. So when I come to your Instagram profile and I'm like, Emma, oh, 7-figure mentor. I wonder what she does. When I click on one-on-one coaching, it should explain to me what your one-on-one coaching is and what the outcome is that I could achieve if I worked with you. Because mostly the people that watch your highlights are people who don't know who you are. Like, I don't really go to like profiles of people that I already follow and look through their highlights. This is like your opportunity to essentially sell yourself to people who don't know who you are. And so if you're just using it to like brag without any context to me, like, okay, sure, your client did $300,000 in sales, but what do you even help clients do? Like, that doesn't mean anything to me if I don't know who you are and what you're trying to sell me. So just an aside for anyone that runs a business here. Okay, maybe her Instagram stories will tell me something. Knowing how to sell your offers will make you good money. But knowing how to speak directly to the people who are perfect for them and ready to buy today. Oh, I need to pause it. Hold on. Whoa. Ready to buy today will make you insane money. You are good at selling. There is no doubt about that. Everything you offer gets some sales and people love your work. But standardly, it takes people being in your world a while before they move through all your offers if they upgrade at all. People who are ready to drop premium prices for your high-end offers are few and far between. You know you are an incredible mentor. You know your work is next level. And yet part of you is frustrated that you aren't seen as the one for high-level clients, that your high proximity spaces don't fly off the shelves, that your one-on-one work has lower numbers than you'd like, and that you aren't making way more per month because of it. This is because the depth of your content showcases that you know your stuff, but it doesn't showcase the degree to which your knowledge is next level. Your content isn't capturing your genius, so it makes you blend in with others in your niche. Your examples make your dream clients assume that you work with everybody rather than understanding their very specific desires and problems, which is why they go and hire other people. Okay, this is true in any business. If you don't know like who your ideal client is, what their problem is, how you solve that problem for them, it's going to be hard for you to sell. I'll give her that. But that doesn't mean that then makes you capable of selling high ticket or next level just because you know how to speak to an ideal client. Like, that's business 101. You aren't describing your offer as the perfect solution for dream clients, so they don't realize you are who they're looking for. They assume your offer is like anybody else's rather than realizing your work is so much more potent and powerful. Again, yes, knowing how to speak to your ideal client is great, but every business should do that. It has nothing to do with how valuable your service is. Like, just because you know how to speak to an ideal client's problems doesn't mean that suddenly your solution is worth thousands of dollars. When you know how to pinpoint insights in your work, position them in your content. Okay, this is, again, basic marketing 101. If you want to sell something to people, you need to know who it's for and then talk about how it's a solution to those problems. That's like, this isn't revolutionary. Knowing how to market yourself rather than just anybody is, for your dream clients rather than just anybody is the difference. Again, that's not, no, that's like, okay, I literally sell a $25 online course that teaches people how to start a business in Canada, and one of the first modules in learning how to start a business is about ideal clients. I actually have a YouTube video here for free. It's like 7 minutes long that teaches you this exact thing. You don't have to pay me millions of dollars to learn it because I'll teach it to you for free. This isn't revolutionary information. Wait, okay, my new offer, dream client messaging. She's charging $300 a month for this? Guys, I have a YouTube video that will teach you this for free. Oh my God, this is insane. Messaging mishaps. Why your messaging is costing you hundreds of thousands. Now she's selling a masterclass. Guys, don't do this either. This is just turning into me giving business advice, but if you are a business that sells something, don't be selling a different thing on every single story slide. This is very confusing for your audience, for your ideal client. Okay, sorry. I'm just going to read the comments that I've missed. I don't have the energy to go after her. I'll keep the snark here. Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Most of her posts have 0 comments. Okay, we'll get to that. I just want to get through the rest of these stories, but this is really bad. Like, how could you be a multiple 7-figure business mentor or whatever, and you don't even know the basics of like how to sell on Instagram stories? Yikes. one offer at a time. If we're talking about speaking to a specific person with a specific solution, this ties right into that. Our specific solution should be specific. We should only be selling one specific solution at a time, not every different freaking thing on a different page. Now she's writing content is hard. If you don't know how to write your content, let me guess, you're going to sell us something else. $300 a month. Oh my God. I hate it here. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so she must have all of her likes hidden. But I think if I click here, I can see like a list. Yeah, so that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 likes on this post. And about the same on this. So like, again, I'm not here to like shame people's engagement. My engagement on Instagram has been absolute trash garbage lately. But if I'm a 7-figure mentor and only 7 people are seeing my post or liking it, where are you getting your clients? That's what I want to know. Things I'll never know because I'm just a broke hater internet troll. Okay, so 7-figure leadership, that's the thing we just attended. And then so many offers. Again, there's, somebody in the chat is probably smarter than me. There's like a word for it, like the dichotomy of choice or something. When you have too many choices, then you can't make a choice. If I see anyone's link tree that looks like this, where you have like 40 different offers, I'm immediately leaving. Because even if I was looking for one of the specific offers, like let's just pretend I saw her Instagram stories and I wanted to sign up for that $300 a month membership, I wouldn't even know where that is here. Because there's too many things to choose from. Like, if you want to make money in your business, know your ideal client, know their problem, know your solution, offer the solution, and only offer the solution. Don't offer 50 fucking solutions to the problem. This is so confusing from a consumer standpoint. Oh. Yeah, I'm starting to get that vibe too. I mean, I always have that vibe, but I like to, you know, assume the best of people, and I like to hope that people on the internet aren't lying, but we all know they're all lying. Let's be honest. I'm going to guess too that her the paid trainings, based on the fact that this free training was just like an Instagram, it looked like an IGTV or something that she just downloaded and then posted as a free training. I might guess that some of her paid offers include like Facebook Lives that she just downloads and then acts like they're trainings. But who knows? Just because I've seen that by so many of these people, that's why I say that. Okay, so that's pretty, okay, let's click on one of these. So 777 to learn messaging. I did get like an order bump when I signed up for the free class that we just attended, which is this here, you'll see, where you can pay $7 to learn how to make content that resonates. We're going to learn the 3 pieces of content that generated $50,000 in sales. Again, it's like, did that one thing result in you making that money, or was it a compound effect of like multiple things that you put into it? You know, like I'm always very skeptical when people attribute one specific thing to their success. Yeah, I've stopped assuming a few years ago. It gets me in less trouble. That's fair. And like these screenshots, are these claims of like income that these people have made from this specific product, or are these just general claims from like other coaching that you've done and now you're trying to pose it as if these 3 pieces of content are what gave them $50,000 in sales, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one was just $7. Yeah, US dollars, $7. Content converts when it speaks to your ideal client. People who pay top dollar for your expertise are looking for someone who is giving them the solution. And the person who gets the clients is the one who speaks the right message to their content. You can write inspirational content all day long. You can write motivational content too, but they won't buy. So this is just going to teach you what is your ideal. These are probably the 3 pieces of content. Who is your ideal client? What problem do they face? What is the solution? There you go, guys. Now you can all pay me $7. I'm good. Okay, so I'm Emma. I'm obsessed with law of attraction. I share my tools to show you how to quickly get into alignment so that what you want is drawn to you like a magnet. Okay, so now we're learning manifestation. In the training we just watched, she never talked anything about, unless I missed it, but I don't really think she was talking about manifestation or vibration other than the thing about frequency. So it's interesting that on her YouTube channel, she presents herself as like a law of attraction person. Also, does she have a website? Or no? No, she doesn't. Okay. Oh, emmainflow.com? No. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is the other thing too. It's like, as a consumer, it's super important for you to think critically about things you're going to buy. And if someone is making claims about, like, I'm going to teach you how to do ABC, you have to ask yourself, is this person themselves even doing ABC, or are they just saying that they know how to do it? Because more often than not, I feel like they, and this is just like a general critique of the industry as a whole, these people will try and sell you on things that they either aren't doing themselves or have never done themselves. It's like the whole, like, I'm a business coach, but I've never owned a business outside of business coaching. Okay, I will ask before we wrap up here that if you are watching and you did enjoy, please be sure to give the stream a thumbs up as it helps me out in the algorithm. I very much appreciate it. Okay, so she has him posted on her YouTube channel. It looks like in like 9 months, maybe 6 months. So maybe she like rebranded. Maybe she was a law of attraction coach and now she's a 7-figure mentor. Okay, thank you for that. I was wondering. It shows that my audio is working at full volume. Yeah, I think all of them really just like to fake it till they make it, or they never make it and they're still just faking it. I mean, that's what I'm doing too, so what can I say? Okay, like, even, I mean, I'm not the grammar police. I'm sure there's spelling mistakes on my website too, but if I'm trying to get people to pay me money, the least I can do is make sure that the place that I'm funneling them is spelled correctly. All of these offers are in angel numbers. Remember, we had 555, we saw 777, 999, 11111. I hate it here. Why are we selling so many things? That's what I want to know. Okay, guys, I'm getting frustrated. If you want to have success in business, get specific and don't try and sell 700 things at once, okay? That's my parting advice for you today. This was fun. Thank you so much for those of you that made it to the end. I know that this one was particularly painful because she said a whole lot of stuff without saying a whole lot of anything, honestly. I'm trying to see. Okay, the chat is working. Honestly, I don't know. All right. If you haven't voted on the poll on my community tab yet, you should absolutely do that because I am working on, well, I've already decided what video I'm working on next, but the rest of the poll results will dictate what content comes out in the coming weeks. I'll be back again next Monday with another live video. I do have a Tony Robbins training that took place last week. Holly sent it my way on, I think it happened on Friday. So if there's any interest in watching that, we could maybe do another live stream this week where we sit down and watch that together. You can let me know in the live chat if you're here, or leave it in the comments if you're watching the replay, and we can all gather around and watch that. He did, let me just pull it up here so I can remember what it's called. 8 triggers to ignite explosive business growth. So if you're interested in listening to Tony Robbins teach us how to build our businesses, maybe we could do that together. But I'll leave it at that. David says, a coach should be focused on objectives and whether resources are aligned in order to achieve that objective. If a coach focuses on efforts and actions, that can result in a reasonable progression. For sure. Okay, it was on Friday. You were there. You're always there. I can always count on you to have a good time. Yeah, so let me know if that's of interest. We could all watch that together because, you know, I don't have a life, so happy to snark on the internet with my internet friends. Let's gather. I want to ignite. I love it. So good. All right, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Again, give the stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. Take care. Comb your hair, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.